Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Thibaut. I'm the driver of the number 76 Audi R8 GT3 Evo 2 for BSR Motorsports in the GT3 Challenge in LFS. This is a video recap of the second to last round of the challenge at Aston Lemans. You now join me on track just at the start of this race. We're starting in P7, and as the lights go green, we're going to cut across the right to cover off the back, so everything behind us. And then into turn 1, we're going to move back to the inside to cover the McLaren as that BMW goes spinning. Not to cover the McLaren, to cover the Porsche. There are a lot of Porsches in this race at the start. I believe there are about 15 starters. And down into the first braking zone for our race, trying not to hit anyone. McLaren in front of us. We do actually give a bump into this braking zone, and then back out of the throttle to make sure we don't pass him. Which does give the Mercedes behind us a little bit of a run, but he doesn't take it, and we're safe. Here we are through this little SS section. No real passing. Go a little bit wide back on the grass curve, but our ace cars have enough downforce that it really doesn't matter. And then into this hairpin carnage. We'll see in a second. Yep, that Porsche just got punted. Completely unintentional and really just a matter of netcode. That causes a VSC as all these cars go scattering across the runoff up there. Safety car leader this VSC. We're going about 70 kilometers an hour as the Mercedes that was behind us just goes flying off for some reason. Never figured out why. So cutting back to let's go to green. We'll see. This was my first VSC in the series, so I really didn't know what I was doing, and it is blatantly obvious right here when we do go back green. Green flag back in the air, and I am just super late on throttle, so late I have to defend from the Porsche behind me, as he's also defending from the guy behind him. Run super deep into this hairpin, trying to get a good run off. Not as good as the Porsche, but he's slow. Moves to the inside of this fast left-hander to defend from him, but we're all good. Dab on the brake, off throttle, turn in, and we are clear up ahead as a couple of cars go off through the gravel onto this long straightaway. Move back to the inside to cover off a little bit of toe, but it has no real effect. The Porsche behind does not have enough power to get up to the rear wing. Turn 1, we can see that I'm catching these guys ahead a little bit due to just the rubber banding effect that we get in racing, but also because the three of them are battling and slowing each other down. We'll see a perfect example of exactly what I mean right here. That McLaren goes off to the side, cuts in behind me, and I'm stuck behind Daniel. He is the fastest out in the series, at least for as long as I've been racing. So I don't want to get past him as the McLaren behind gets punted off. So I lifted for him, which kind of ruins my run out of the corner. But because that McLaren just got bored behind me, it doesn't matter. Porsche behind me too far back, so go back through this SS section. I'm safe, Daniel is safe, the guy in front of him. I'm seeing him. Cutting ahead a few laps, the McLaren that got murdered behind is now back caught up with me. You'll see how much faster he is through this back end section of the track, through these really fast corners. Big slide off the corner right there. Had to jump on the brake to make sure I didn't go spinning. He's right on my rear end, but it's really hard to pass through here. He backs out, trying to get a good run off of this corner. I get another slide off the corner. He's going to go to my outside, super laid in, make a little bit of contact. He runs off into the runoff. I get another big slider on. I'm safe for right now. Now on this straightaway, McLaren has the Audi beat by about 5 kilometers an hour, but because he's so far back at this point, it really doesn't matter, and he won't catch me because the straight is just too short for it to matter that much. But you can also see, just as a driver, he is a lot faster than me through those corners. If these cars are the same weight, they should be the same through the corners. He catches me so much faster, and now he's in my blind spot, but he backs out going through the final corner. Really just a kink. And then back through turn 1, I don't have this corner figured out, but apparently he doesn't either, because he goes super wide through there. I go back to the apex, and then we'll get to this corner, these corners, which I struggled with the entire race, and he is a lot faster through here. And I'm thinking, coming up to this next corner, he's not going to go for a pass, and then he moves to the inside. So I basically just let him by, because my car is way too twitchy to even bother really defending. If we make contact, I'm going spinning. So he's now passed. I'm down to 4th, but it's fine. He's going to go run off into the distance, though. You see just what I mean when I say the car is really slidey. Even under braking off of the brakes, really through the hairpin, trying to get it turned super, super sideways. And now we have the guy who was in front of Daniel last time. He is now pitted. He's behind me trying to get past, going through these S's, go basically fine through here up until the hairpin. Super, super sideways, but then he just kind of loses it, runs off into the grass, and we'll be seeing him again in a few laps. But for now, I'm safe. So now we have the same guy from earlier. He's now behind me into this passing zone, which shouldn't really be a passing zone, but I got past it earlier. So through this section, doesn't make a move, but again, McLaren has the speed advantage on the Audi, so he's going to get a little bit of a run through here through the S's. He just takes these better than I do, a lot more curve and a lot faster speed, a lot less speed scrubbed off. He's to my inside to make a bit of contact coming up the hill and to the hairpin. He actually clears me under the brakes. I go in way too deep though, and make contact with him, get a terrible run off the corner compared to his. He clears me again coming down the hill, so I duck into his slipstream. Now coming back up the hill, they're going to try to make a move to his inside through this fast right-hander. Have to back out of the throttle because he squeezes me into the grass. Go for a much tighter line through here, but he manages to clear me despite being like 15 degrees away out. And then through here, my last really good chance is up into this next corner. Can't make it happen, and he's going to go run off into the distance. Now, the next lap, we've got Daniel behind me. He's the fastest out. I believe I mentioned that already. But we're 3/4 of the way through the race, so I decide now's my time to pit. This is a very interesting pit entrance, though. We ran this last week in this event, so I know how to take this corner at least reasonably fast. And then we're using the cadet pits on this particular layout. Into pit lane, you don't need to see my pit stops, so we're just going to cut it in somewhere. Now coming out of pit lane, back onto the track, we are going to kind of cut the pit exit, but it's fine, no one was coming, so it's alright. Back into turn 1 we go. This is now lap 17, and you'll see why I added this in a second. now, big tank slapper into the wall. I know I am a rookie, but this is a very, very rookie error, and just a failure on my part. But now, on to the last lap. We got the same guy from earlier behind me. He made his pit stop after me, so I cleared him. He took a longer pit stop. I think he has some damage to repair, but he's caught back up. And through this corner, he'll catch up quite a lot to me. He's quite a bit faster than me through here, as pretty much everyone was. Not quite close enough to make a move yet, but he's definitely there, threatening. You know, he's making me look in my mirrors, and then he takes way too much curb on there, spins himself out, and is no longer a factor for me in this race. This basically sends me home clear in 5th place. No way I'm moving up a spot. Next guy is 5 corners ahead, which is probably about 2 kilometers on this track. So, not going up. I'm not going to go down unless I make an egregious mistake. At this point that the entire podium's already been set. P4 is going to cross the line in just a moment, and we're coming home clean, trying not to wreck it. Been good so far through this lap, and a little bit of grass on there, but we're alright. Through the final real corner that matters, the rest of the track is flat. P4 is about to cross the line ahead, and we are home P5. 3rd round, best finish so far. Solid race, not many mistakes, just the one, couple laps ahead. Guys who finished ahead of me, right there. And it was definitely my favorite race that I've done so far. Solid, enjoy the series, gonna run it again next season. Yes, I did just say this was my 3rd round. There's another one that's gonna be going up, probably actually before this video gets posted, but this is my 3rd round. So my 2nd round at Aston, the 1st round was at Fern Bay, and the reason I didn't make a video like this for those was because they went terribly. The 1st round, I got lapped. I was spinning constantly. Both rounds, I just didn't have the setup dialed in. It was way too loose for how I drive, and they just wouldn't have made good content, frankly. So for those, you know, they don't get their own videos. But for this one, I felt personally that I did pretty well, at least for my standards, for how I expect myself to perform. So I was happy making this into a video. That being said, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. I don't really care. I'm just making these for fun. And see ya whenever I get the next one up.